Hey everybody, it is Thursday, May 8th, and that means another weekly market watch for the Seattle area real estate market. We're gonna jump into the numbers for this week. Again, it's Thursday, May 8th. I really can't believe it's May already. It means we're almost at summer. And today I'm excited to share a little bit about what's going on with some of those weekly numbers that we track every single week. But before we get there, let's get to the mortgage interest rates. So the 30-year fixed rate is at 6.88%, up a little bit from what we saw the past week or so. It was a little bit lower. It has kind of hovered here around the 6.8, 6.9 for the past 3 or 4 weeks. We definitely saw a little bit of volatility in the stock market with the announcement of the tariffs, and that has caused a little bit of uncertainty, I think, in the real estate market. I think a lot of people are just worried about what is going to happen. And for that reason, they've sort of paused. Now, that happened about 4 weeks ago now. And so we do see typically once people have a little bit of a scare like that or have some uncertainty, that then they get back to their purchasing ability after that has kind of settled down or subsided. And usually that takes about 3 weeks. And that definitely happened, I think, this past week, where we saw a few more buyers come out and actually get into contract. We saw one of our team's most expensive listings in Kirkland go under contract last week, and we've seen a few other listings go under contract as well in the past 2 weeks that we have been on the seller's side for. So I think that people are getting used to this new environment, if you can get used to what's happening with the tariffs and the volatility in the market. But I think some people, some buyers are thinking about this as a really good opportunity and time to get into the market, which I would agree with. When there is uncertainty in the market, oftentimes you can get the best sort of deals. And so if you are less impacted by what's going on in the stock market, this might be a good chance for you to actually get into the real estate market and invest your money in a more long-term asset that hopefully is a little less volatile than the stock market. As for the 15-year fixed rate, that's at 6.20, and then the 30-year FHA and VA are at 6.26 and 6.28 respectively. So we do see a little higher rate on those, but we are watching these closely. As I say every week, this is really what our best indication of what's going on in the market and how much buyers can actually afford. This is really showing us how much buyers can actually afford and their ability to take on that debt at this rate. People are predicting that really this rate is going to continue to come down slowly but surely. I think a lot of the predictions have been revised though now, whereas before people thought we might see these rates drop below 6% this year. Now people are really saying that they think these rates will probably be at around 6.5% by the end of the year on average. Let's jump into the 7-day market stats. So these are the numbers that we track every single week. So this week for condos in the Seattle area, we saw 58 new condos at 294 within the past 7 days, and that's up from 236 the 7 days prior to that. The number that went under contract increased by 18 at 189. That's up from 171 last week. And then the sold listings for condos in Seattle is up 63 at 131, up from 68 before. So we see all three of these numbers, new listings, homes under contract, and sold listings up this week. We are getting into, I think, what will be the height of number of new listings. So we do see probably this is the most new listings, at least for residential homes, that we've seen since the beginning of the year within that 7-day period. So again, these numbers are tracked within a 7-day period. So without further ado, the number of residential listings that came onto the market was up by 100 this week at 686. That's up from 586 last week. This, I believe, is the most new listings we've seen for single family homes and townhomes, 686 within a 7-day period since the beginning of the year. So that is probably going to be close to our peak, if it is not our peak already, of number of new listings hitting the market within a 7-day period. The number that went under contract this week was up 53 at 623, and then That's up from 570 last week. And numbers sold went up 30 this week at 447, up from 417 last week. So those are the weekly numbers for the Seattle real estate market, specifically condos and residential homes. If you have any questions about what's going on in the market, or if you want to start strategizing about your home sale or buying a home, please reach out to us. We are happy to have a free consultation. Start with that and talk through your goals and how you are going to approach the market, whether you're buying or selling. And we'd love to be a resource for you. So if you want to reach out, please do. And thanks for tuning in this week. We'll see you again next week.